Well, how you doing, Sagittarius? It is your glory day. Now, we finna talk about it, Sag. Now, this is a legend. I'm hearing in the background, and this is where I got it. I'm challenging as I go, y'all. And this is a legend in 10 purposes only. That girl is poison. She's poison, dude. You better go drop that off, cause honey, that's gonna put you down for some days. But you'll be a little sick. But we gonna fight through it. This was your ancestors saying that. So you're gonna fight through it. So somebody's trying to feed you some, something you don't need in your system. They gonna have like his ancestor told me to tell you allegedly now, and that you're gonna be a little shitty. And if you be a little shitty, Sag, it cross watches because this weekend, because we gotta go and grab that, cause somebody coming over them that magic potion, and they try to put it up in your deals. But we gonna handle that hoe. This what I'm like, they negotiating on the other side allegedly. Excuse my English, I don't mean to say that, but they said they're negotiating about this hoe right now, cause they sick of her putting stuff in your food. Sag, somebody keeps putting stuff in your food and always trying to put you in the sleep. But allegedly, take purpose on. So they said, I'm tired of it. We've been having you shit out. That's why you be thinking you always talking about, well, I gotta go to the restroom and I feel awful constipated. That's because we gotta get it out of you. We was getting it out. As they were putting it, we was getting it out. We was having you take it out your system so it won't affect you. But they was trying to give you, that old crow you got over there acting crazy. She put stuff in your food, man. Allegedly, I'm hearing it's an old crow, it's a female. I don't want to say that name. Somebody's growing up 17. Someone's deciding it's time for me to grow up. I don't care if you feel like you're 50 and you still act like a child. Some people just need to hear that. Just because you think it's a youngster, sometimes it's the older people that need to stop acting like a child and they're growing up. There's nothing wrong with that. That old hag should have grown up. She was stealing shit. That's why we gonna handle that hag. This man says we handling that hag. Allegedly, y'all. This didn't take purposes only. What comes out, I'm challenging as I go, and I'm just telling you what this shit's just coming out. It says all want to have prizes 13. See, they all want to have prizes. That's why they keep playing these stupid games, That's why it's time to grow up, because, see, when you want too much, you got to go fight for it. You can't expect everybody to give it to you and you steal it. You got to fight for what you want. It's called I earned it, I did it the right way, and I didn't need nobody's nonsense to get me ahead, because being a winner was all with the creator in me. We accomplished it. So now they says keep your temper. Somebody 20. Somebody may be 20. They say you need to keep your temper. Somebody mad now because you seeing things and you growing up. So they're mad at you, Sag, across watching this, this weekend, because you sitting up here want to grow up and you're like, what the hell? How you want to grow up when we've been doing this long? And then now that I need money and I need it, you don't want to do it. Because now you starting to believe in the impossible things. Someone 31. See, someone is starting to believe in the impossible things. Because at first, they thought they didn't know what was up and down. And see, they ask, who in the world are you? Somebody 19. Somebody wants to know who you really is, Sag, a cross watcher. They don't know the real you. And they're like, dang, this person is something that I can't describe. Because it ain't meant for you to know. Everybody thinks everybody has to know. Just because you see somebody don't mean you're going to meet that person, or I'm going to get a chance to see, and I'm going to go through them doors, and I'm going to knock through them doors, and I'm going to get through them doors, and I'm going to get through them doors. And then nothing happened. Because you had to learn to grow up first. Sometimes you got to get your little tissue wet. And you gotta go through them things. That's why I don't get mad. I used to get mad at my kid. Somebody, uncle, or say, I might be having to go to jail. But then they start acting right. See, that's the thing. Then they start acting right when somebody was finna put them in jail. But at first they said, trick, police, have a call the law. It don't matter, call the law. You still ain't gonna get no help. And now that person going to jail like every time they scream, they go, they like, please don't scream, I'm good. Please don't scream. Now you trying to be nice. See, somebody in Arizona, somebody was all in Arizona. Now they trying to be nice, but at first they wasn't nice. Somebody named Johnny Depp. Somebody could be 61 years old allegedly. I don't know why they come out in Jennifer Dean, 58. This might got something to do with the birthdays. Ain't necessarily the stars, because these are stars. But the date of birth or something lines up, okay? So don't take it personal. Don't be like, you talking about them stars. Ain't nobody talking about no stars. I'm just telling you, they might have something to do with this election. We all are people. We don't know who it is, but sometimes it could be that person, could be the same name. Don't mean it. It says, my friends' kids have demons in them. See, that's what it was. See, they needing souls cleansing on these children because they're putting demons in these children these days. They're asking, you know how you tell a child a fairy tale and they're over here thinking they're going to get it and they go for it, right? Then they set a demon in there. But they didn't know, the demon was going to be put in there when they were young. When you go to school, allegedly, trigger warning. Back in the day, they put these demons in children. And it's good to get your children cleansed and keep their neighbor and themselves cleansed from demonic forces. You have to do things of protection allegedly, and you got the right to practice your own self to protect yourself. I ain't gonna say sit over there and let somebody just tack you and put you out here. You got to pay attention to the details to shit. Because, honey, they be trying that stuff. But once you on top of it, and you blessed, and you covered at Most High, and you a chosen one, stars of the earth, honey, and you covered, you don't worry about it after a while. It happened. It says, conclusions are within reach, okay? Someone named Linda, you need to know there's going to be some conclusions, and you're going to get it together. See, a family has mental is hell. They be acting mental because, like I said, they need soul cleansing. Somebody with an S in the name. Somebody named Rose allegedly. Something about Rose allegedly. I don't know who this is allegedly. They saying that somebody is going to. I'm gonna put it out like this. They may have a rose on their body or something, but somebody said this person, allegedly is walking the streets on the last. Somebody named Lynn could be involved in saying that. Somebody named Lynn, what's up? Could be in their name somewhere. Somebody named Jack allegedly. See, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to take a leap now. See, they was taking the leap and trying to destroy your life. And see, they not trying to make you homeless no more. They tried to in the past. Now they're getting triggered by everything you say because they don't like around the moon that this stuff come out, because the 12-12, it says, don't leave life to chance. Take focus and action to help your dreams manifest. You got to go manifest your dreams. You're not just going to say, here you go, and you thought it was just going to fall from the sky, and you don't have to do no works and nothing. Come on now, cross-watcher, Sag. We really, that's called growing up. Once you get out of that thinking, 1959, somebody named Kenyon from the past, it says you want to, in the past somebody wanted to do something to the stepkid. But in the past, the stepkids wanted to do it. See, they wanted everything to stop for you, okay? There was a Scorpio in the past. They was trying to give this person jail time, Somebody named Haley allegedly got red-eyed man or lady. It says, I will put something in your ASS, so stop taking me for granted. Somebody says, stop taking from me, and, taking somebody for granted, or somebody's going to put something in your ASS. I don't know. There's a secret coming out, going to be revealed about this person. See, somebody's a reptilian from the past. Their body's been taken over in the past. Somebody's a reptilian. They've been taken over by reptilians. They use skins, and I ain't going to say that. They do it too. They always try to switch out, and, they think humans are just alleged. They think we're dumb, that we can't figure that out. And then they try to get you to they wanted you to go to a lake and it would be over for you, allegedly, but it didn't work out that way. So, it's like this: what you want for me, you shall have for yourself. But justice and judgment, I called it. It is done, and it's so. Let's move on.